Hey, it's Nay. Welcome to Hey Nay. So, the topic for today's episode is second partner in dating. Now, what I mean by that is that sometimes although we may be in a relationship, um, we find ourselves sort of forming uh, a strong connection with someone else. And a lot of times that can be murky for your pre-existing relationship. Sometimes, it can change the style of your relationship. And in some cases, it could even be fortuitous. So I'm addressing that. So the first thing I want to talk about is working wife and working husband. So some people who are in relationships, um, since while at work they don't have their partner with them, they attempt to form a strong connection with someone at the workplace. Um, Now that connection can be very, very strong, in which like they always eat lunch together or may grab breakfast together. Um, they rely upon each other for information. Um, they go to each other for assistance when it comes to work first before anyone else. They have each other covered for each other. And just even the nature of the conversations are a lot informal and personal. And a lot of times, if it's that strong, we consider that a working wife or a working husband, depending on who you're interested in. And some people are okay with that. So, for instance, if Judy if Judy is married to Bob, uh, but then at work there is Dave, her working husband. Bob may actually be okay with that. Bob might actually be um, somewhat of a relief to have someone there to um, you know make make your wife comfortable or make her at ease while at work, so she's not very stressed out by the time she comes back. Um, so a lot of time that's fine. The only time it becomes an issue is um, Judy, if Judy and Dave, which is the working husband, um, they take the relationship to a level that surpasses or is on the same line as the relationship she has with Bob, her actual husband. So, for instance, if they engage in sexual activity, that may be a thing. Um, you know, if if they if it's sort of like a priority in which Judy typically chooses Dave, the working husband, over Bob, her actual husband, that becomes a thing too. So um, there's lines, I guess. So if you do have a working husband or a working wife, um, I think it's okay, but you need to keep your partner in the loop and you need to set boundaries. There needs to be ways in which you don't cross. And I know a lot of times that can be difficult. And this goes along with friends too. So you can have um, this. These terms is funny, but you can have uh, a friend wife and a friend husband, in which people saying like, you know, like you're pretty much the person I need at times. You know what I mean? You're the person that I rely upon at times. And that's okay, but you have to communicate with your actual spouse or your actual partner, because a lot of times they jealousy does arise. um, and although I've mentioned that having jealousy is okay, as I mentioned before, especially in jealousy and dating, jealousy is okay at times, but when it gets to extreme jealousy, that's where the issues arise. We have to be mindful of that, and if we're communicating with our partner, um, we have to make sure we're on the same page. Now, you also don't want to be hypocritical in the sense that you have a friend wife or a friend or a working wife, but then your actual wife or actual girlfriend can't have a working husband or a friend husband. You have to be able to sort of have these discussions because it's either open for the both of you to rely upon other people at times or to just shut it down completely. No, I know a lot of people would argue that, like, nay, what are you talking about? This is crazy. This is not even worth, it's not even worth trying to do. But a lot of times we can't do it all. We cannot do it all. Although we may feel a strong connection with, um, although we may feel a strong connection with someone, we just can't do it all. We don't know how to, I guess, fulfill every single need and desire from our partner. And sometimes this may not even be inside of us. So we have to be mindful of that. Um, so in this talk too, I thought I should also address um, plural marriage. And so there's like a lot of people know it, polyamorous relationships or, polygamous and polygamy relationships. Um, and a lot of people don't really understand though, understand it. It is plural marriage and um, but it's not as cut and dry as you may seem. A lot goes into the relationship. It's not just having multiple people. It's everything is split. You know what I mean? Resources, time, um, and sometimes it's about abundance. Sometimes it's religious based. Actually, I think I have something here um, that even says. Oh, let me see if I can find it that I read earlier. Um, so polygamy, for instance, is still practiced in some religions. Now, the religion itself doesn't encompass plural marriage, but certain members of that religion practice plural marriage. Excuse me, and that's Hinduism, Buddhism, some Celtic traditions, Judaism, Christianity, specifically when it comes to the Latter Day Saints movement, as well as the Mormon culture, and as well as Islam. And I think if it's a lot of people say if it's religious based, it's a little bit different. And you know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure um, how it works because I think there's certain, I guess, stipulations in a way according to each religion how it works. Um, but a lot of people rely upon their faith um, for the sanctity of how their marriage style is, and that can work for you, and that could it can also work against you. If I was to be completely honest, it can work for you because I do believe that your relationships has a foundation to fall upon. So if issues arise, you can go back to your religion or back to your principle. Um, but when it comes to it doesn't work sometimes because you know if there's not real love there, are you really satisfied? Are you really happy? You know? But then some people would say that marriage is not about happiness. I of course would disagree with that, but um, I don't know. It's something that's very troubling, and I've been thinking about recently, and I don't know, and and if you guys have any ideas, or if any of you guys are in these type of relationships or know of anyone, please tell me some more information or send me some information. I would love to read it, um, because I don't believe no one can tell you really how you should how you should how your marriage style should be. But I'm also not sure if every marriage style is effective. Although the research suggests that you know, people in people in non-monogamous relationships still have the same likelihood of satisfaction and dissatisfaction as monogamous relationships. And research also states that children of non-monogamous relationships are still um, are still as better off as children from monogamous relationships. So the research suggested there's not much of a difference. Um, but I think if I knew more specific details of multiple marriage, especially when it comes to religion, um, I wonder how effective that is. But again, marriage is not the same thing for everyone either, and I guess that would probably be the answer I would end up finding out is that you know everyone doesn't go into marriage looking for happiness. Everyone doesn't go into marriage looking for love. And not even just marriage, just relationships in general. Some people talk about what if you have some sort of like a multiple partner relationship that's not even tied by marriage. I say everyone does what they want to do. I guess you know what I mean. Like we can't dictate other people's relationships because we don't understand. Um, And if it's not directly affecting you, I recommend not trying to pass judgment. And I also believe that a lot of us are not perfect. So I think in that sense, we should, I guess, hold our breath. Just because you don't agree with something doesn't mean you have to disrespect it. Um, but just getting back to the point, just having a second anything, um, you know, you have to be careful, of course. You just have to be careful. And you have to think things through, and everyone who's involved needs to be aware of the situation and be on board. You know, when there's too much discrepancies, that's when you have to reevaluate um, um, your style or your choice or your life. Um, but otherwise from that, you know, live on. I don't know what else to say. But thank you guys for watching this. I know this topic was a little bit different compared to the others, but I really wanted to tackle this topic and I didn't really get a chance to. So I wanted to elaborate more on it. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, love, and remember to always start your day off with a hey. Goodbye.